Hello, each of you. It's very good to be here with this so large assembly and, well, with this wide range of interests of each of you. So it's good, and we'll try to address some part of these topics. We'll speak about robots. We've heard lots about robots today in the morning. And as very often, we are hearing about robots, but we are not seeing robots. Why? Because a lot of people are working on simulators, which is absolutely key and mandatory, because some people are working on robots, real robots, but usually robots are very expensive, very fragile jewels. That means somebody is allowed to touch them once a month with the provider. My opinion, our opinion in Aldebaran Robotics, is that if we want to make breakthrough in robotics, we need to have thousands of robots. We need to have each of your students, each of your PhDs working on real robots. Why? Because there is a large difference between simulators and real robots. Because embodiment in computer sciences, in AI, are very important, providing new possibilities. If you are using a robot and using a genetic algorithm to make the robot behaving, we'll discover that the robot will take advantage of its physical part, hardware part. And because, unfortunately, robots are very provided with very unrobust sensors. There is a lot of noise on the sensors, but this is the real world. So if we want to have robots able to be useful, helping people in the real world, we need one day to jump from simulators, from virtual worlds, into real ones. And this is the choice that Aldebaran Robotics made. We are a small company, an SME, a French SME, whose goal is to develop and provide academics now and in the future mass market with real robots to explore all what robotics can bring to people. Let's see that first with a video.
Hello.
Hello, now.
We'll see it in activity later on.
Wow, what is that thing lying on the ground? Hello now 75. Hello now 41. Have you seen my Roberta? I don't know. I am sorry.
The first lying robot.
Ouch! Sorry.
I am okay. I suppose I should get up.
Okay, I won't go later on with this video. So we wanted to show that it's really existing, that it's a robot that could really help developing a lot of things, having abilities to interact with a lot of cameras, microphones, a Linux-based CPU inside. That means everybody can program whatever he wants. We are providing, upper right part, tools for helping people using this robot and developing whichever behavior. And when I'm saying whichever behavior, you can be a computer science engineer developing in C++, but you can be a new bit. We are having interns that are 12-year-old. In France, we need to have these guys these children spending 1 week in companies to begin to learn about companies. So they're coming, spending 1 week. First day, we are helping them choosing one cartoon, comics. A joke, one comics, one page, and they have 1 week to make the robot doing that. And some of them are really good computer sciences engineers, even at 12-year-old, but the majority of them not, and they are able to do that. So we are providing that, as well as, finally, our app store, where all the behaviors developed by people are being shared, and your robot can download and have and improve its abilities thanks to what others developed. This is a community part of our business model, let's say. Why are we doing all that? You already know this slide. I won't spend a lot of time on it, but it's very important. Just a few words. It's coming from Professor Nakamura, Japanese head of Tokyo University, and I like when he presents changes of population pyramid in Japan, where we know we have this figure, 30% of Japanese population will be over 65 years old in 2050, and even having postponed retirement age, 11 million workers less on the working market. So that means robotics for Japanese people is not only how to demonstrate the technology, it's mandatory. They absolutely need to have robots helping. But after that, the guy smiling is presenting the map of the world. There are other countries where it's not that accurate and important, but we have the same concern. That means a large part of world population is going to have to need to be helped, and robotics can help for that. There will be different robots. That means we've seen exoskeleton. There are some wheeled robots. There are vacuum cleaners. There will be a lot of different types of robots in our world, and each and every way has to be explored. Let's say some kind of evolutionism. That means we'll explore a lot of different ways, and some will be successful, some others won't. So let's see how it will happen in the future. But we have to explore different ways. Aldebaran is exploring the way of going toward large-size, helpful robots, useful robots, but in order to have them being useful, we don't know how to do today. We went through small-size robot because there is an existing market. And as a small company, we have to sell, we have to survive. So there is a market of people who wants to buy this kind of robots, the same kind of people who 30 years ago bought microcomputers. Remember, some of you, that time it was very expensive. Well, to have a reference, it was between 6 times and 16 times the minimum salary in France, between 6 and 7 and 16. So you can imagine if it's now, it's between 7,000 euro and 20,000 euro, compared with the price we bought the microcomputer at that time, and totally useless, without Word, without spreadsheet, without anything. It was just for scientific challenge. It was just for, because we knew that a revolution would come on the market, and we wanted to join this revolution at that time. And there are exactly the same pattern currently with robotics. So that's why there is a market, and that's the market that Aldebaran choose to address. And because we begin to be known to have some exposure, some kind of exposure, we are receiving requests from large companies, French large companies, insurance companies or power companies, with some very specific needs. And I discovered, thanks to that in fact, there is already a demand. That means for a long time, everybody was saying, well, it's some kind of toy. There are no market for this kind of robots. One day it will come. The reality is exactly the other way around. There is a market, there is a demand, but what is missing are robots. So that's why we've been through that. Why humanoids among other robots? I heard a question about psychologists and sociologists working with roboticists. Aldebaran is working with a philosopher, with sociologists, anthropologists, journalists, and so on. That means with what we are calling a commission sociétale, helping us to try to understand exactly which kind of relationship we need to have with robot, what to do. Is a robot the same kind of tools at home than a vacuum cleaner, or is it something different? And in fact, it's really different. So we have a lot of people helping us understanding relationship between people and robots, between these kind of robots. And what we discovered, what a lot of people know, but what we discovered a few years ago, is that if the first goal of a robot is to be helpful and to be a vacuum cleaner, well, it has to be very small, it has to be flat, it has to go under the furniture and so on. Okay, so a wheeled one is perfect. But if the first goal is to interact with people, wow, here we are programmed to have positive affects and to like to interact with childhood shapes, let's say. And that's what we got from cartoon activity. We know that Mickey Mouse, who had to look like a mouse, in fact, looked more like a child with a large head, with large eyes, low placed on the face, with short members. All these things that are casting to us that it's a child and we like child and it's casting us positive affects. So that's why we went through this shape for the robot, through humanoid shapes. We are not the only ones. There are a lot of companies developing or labs developing robots. You are going to recognize some of them. Just one word about this company. Aldebaran Robotics is a French company. We are now 68 people. Company has been created from scratch in 2005. And we are working a lot, strongly connected with a lot of R&D labs. We already sold more than 400 robots all around the world, in 27 or 28 countries, 10% only in France, so they are around the world. And a lot of labs who bought them are using to explore, to develop things, and we are doing that together sometimes. That means we have close connection with a lot of labs, and French labs, but other labs are helping us developing this tool and these robots, which is absolutely great for us, but for them too. I won't go deep inside that. Just one word about RoboCup. I don't know if all of you know about RoboCup. RoboCup is a soccer challenge of robots. You have teams of robots competing against teams of robots. The goal being, this is a movie from the last one. The goal is, when we'll have robots playing soccer against people, at that time we'll have robust robot enough, agile robots enough, that will be able to have robots everywhere in our society. So the goal is to prepare that. And here our robot has been chosen as the official platform, successor of Sony's Aibo, which is great for a very small company as we are. This is the tool I spoke about to control the robot. I won't go later on. And as a combined result, sorry. I don't know, sometimes he wants to stand up, he wants to do some things.
I am going to tell a story.
Yes, now.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, the galaxy is living in dark times again.
Sure, it's a story, it's a demonstration.
The dark forces are back.
But in fact, it's provided with a lot of sensors, with accelerometers, gyroscopes, with pressure sensors, with cameras and so on. So it's possible to use it.
By his faithful friend, now 2D2.
Okay, so he will stay with his demonstration, and I will finish with this one demonstrating more its capacities in terms of research.
Hello now.
Hello, Eric.
It's embedding Wi-Fi or UMTS, so it's possible to have your robot addressing everybody or connecting with everybody with your mobile phone. If something is happening at home, it can send you pictures, or your child, or whatever you want. Plus, it's possible, and very important for researchers, it's possible to have part of the modules running on your PC. That means infrastructure, architecture is using SOAP, and modules can run on very large CPU powers out of the robot and being used by the robot in face detection, in face recognition, or things like that.
Nook.
And that's it. Many thanks for your time.